Hello and welcome to day 4 of this 30-day transformative journey, meditating upon the names of God. Over the last 3 days, we looked upon the name God the Creator, God I Am, God who sees. And so before we move on, we will take a moment to reflect upon that. We can take a moment now and acknowledge God the Creator, God I Am, God who sees, and acknowledge that these qualities and abilities are also within us. As God is Creator, man is also Creator. As God said, I am all that I am, we can acknowledge that man is all that God made us to be. And as we reflect upon the name God who sees, we can also acknowledge God gifted us the ability to see. And through increased vision, we can open our eyes to see God working through every avenue and every person, whether we realized it or not. God who is love has created all things from beauty and union, and works through every opportunity to do just that. Create love, create beauty, create union within mankind and between the heavens and the earth. And so today, we will meditate upon the name of God Almighty, God the All-Sufficient One. For God is not just for religious folk. God the Creator's great works can be seen throughout all of creation, in the arts, music, humanitarian works of goodness. God can be seen in nature. God can be seen within every passionate gift and talent. God's creation is visible in every act of pain as humans rally to support each other, to pull each other up from their knees. God is present, for God is God Almighty. God is the All-Sufficient One. And so today, on day 4 of this journey, you sit back now, you breathe, and once again that huge, vast, beautiful expanse of sky opens before you. A bright sky, a heavenly sky. And today the name of God will be written upon the sky. God Almighty, All-Sufficient One. For everywhere there is goodness, God Almighty, the All-Sufficient One, is there. And as we look upon this name, God Almighty, All-Sufficient One, we will be reminded to look at the level of greatness in the world, to see the good people, gifted people, talented, kind, graceful, humble, joyful and humorous people. As we look upon God's mighty name, it will remind us of all the passionate and compassionate people. And as we look upon the name of God Almighty, it will ignite the goodness within us. God, the all-sufficient one, will ignite that within you, that you are sufficient, you are enough, you are whole, complete, and full, as God created you. But today, as we look upon that beautiful name, see God's name in huge golden letters written across that sky in front of you. God Almighty, the all-sufficient one. And today, as we look up upon God's name, to enter fully into this presence of God, we drop all blame. For to see God's name fully, to feel and experience God's name fully, we must walk a path of blamelessness. As we look upon God's name with faith, with devotion, with dedication, God, who is all blameless, will lift you up, will raise you up upon any blame that you hold within, so that you can receive the absolute goodness, the absolute glory held within God's name. As you become blameless, you rise up further into the presence of God and God's name. Breathe gently. You might feel yourself lifting gently or walking through that beautiful, bright, heavenly sky, walking closer to God, to God's name. For God created all of us, all collectively one, yet individually and preciously unique. And whether in good times or in bad, God, the all-sufficient one, can rise you up to serve God's original purpose, will, and plan. That we would collectively, nationally and globally, love, serve, and guide each other. That with the gifts God bestowed upon us and placed inside of us, for we were created in the full likeness and full image of the God Almighty. And it is in this image that we hold the ability and gift to create, to love, to serve, to guide each other. So today, as we meditate upon God Almighty's name, we rise above blame. And allow God's name to be your inspiration. To be your source. To be your giver. For God is the source of all goodness, all love, all peace, all joy. God is the source of all inspiration to the world's creators. God is the source of all wisdom to every sage. So as you look upon God Almighty's name, we will be reminded that God placed Himself, a piece of Himself, a spark of Himself, His flame of eternal light and life is in your heart. The power of creative ability is in your mind. And today, as we meditate upon this powerful name of God, grow into the full awareness, the full love, the full creative force, and develop the full awareness that we have the ability, capability, and opportunity to love like God, create like God, the same chance is sitting within each of us to create a world of sheer splendor, magnificence, and glory. The gifts and talents of the very likeness of God do dwell within us. Breathe and look upon this name, All-Sufficient One, God Almighty, and be inspired, be raised up, be pulled up out of the ashes of all that hurts. Leave all the pains and hardships behind. Them days have passed, let them come to close. For God, all-sufficient, almighty, created all, and God's goodness is for all. Take some time now, focusing upon God Almighty's name, God who is all-sufficient. Spend as much time there as you like. Come back and revisit as often as you like. And allow the mighty power of God's name to transform you, your heart, your mind, and your life. Once again, I will leave you beneath the powerful name of God. And tomorrow we will continue the journey onwards, with every name of God increasing our awareness of the unending depths, gifts, and presence of God. Take your time. Stay with God as long as you like.